welcome to another video and Happy New Year. I think we can still say that in January. It's kind of like, yeah, mid to end of Jan now, but I'm still saying it. I hope you had an amazing holiday break. I haven't seen you since Christmas, and as you can see, I'm in a new environment again. There have been a lot of changes these last few months. And if you've followed me over the last couple of years even, I think you will agree there's been a lot of like chop and change with where I'm living, what country I'm living in, and I think finally I'm actually feeling really settled. I'm back in England. I'm currently in my grandma's house. Which feels so lovely, and I'm going to give you like a proper update later on, but yeah, I just felt like it would be nice to show you a bit of an update, day in the life kind of thing, and yeah, I'm going to be making some breakfast. I've already done my yoga, so most mornings I will either do my yoga practice, a 60-minute flow. I make it up as I go along, very much like feel into my body. Yeah, my yoga practice, I would say, is a very intuitive one, in that I don't pre-plan and I just get on my mat and I see how I feel and how my body wants to move. And this morning was a really lovely, quite a strong practice, I would say, actually quite a lot of balancing. Which just seemed to, come up. My body wanted to do that, so that was fun. But also very grounding. I'd say it was like a slow but strong flow. Or if I'm not doing yoga, I'll go for a run. And that's one of the reasons why I've been really enjoying being back in the UK, is that I feel I can really get back into my running. As you know, it's been a big part of my life. And in Bali, I was still running, but it was more of like a social, like run club kind of thing. Whereas here it's more of a solo journey, and I feel I can, really go inwards. And to run by the sea for me is such a luxury. So yeah, that's been kind of my morning movement routine, yoga or running, sometimes both. And then the recipe I'm going to be making is so unbelievably simple, but it's just what I've been making every single morning because I find it so good after a run, but also with this cold weather, it's so warming and nourishing and wholesome, and it's the easiest thing in the world. So the porridge I'm making today is with a stewed cinnamon, apple, deliciousness with some nut butter, there's some raisins and pumpkin seeds, and it's just like, for me, the most perfect winter warming breakfast. So for the stewed apples, it's so easy. I just need one apple, half a lemon, just the juice, and I'll use the other half of the lemon for my tea actually. And then about a quarter to a half teaspoon of cinnamon. So we just need to roughly chop the apple, and that can go straight into a saucepan. I add just a little bit of water at the bottom just to like cover the base, and then have that on a low heat and just let that simmer for a few minutes. And there's no set time with this. I just do it until the apples are like hot and mushy and just beautifully stewed. And then at the end I stir in half of the lemon juice, and then about a quarter of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and just give that a good stir. So while the apples are stewing, I'll get cracking with the porridge. Now, someone taught me recently something I didn't know about porridge, and I thought I knew everything about porridge because I make it so much. But the tip was to actually toast the oats a little bit before you start cooking them. So just add some oats. There we go. These are just good old-fashioned Scottish oats, and you just have them on like a low-medium heat. And I've been really enjoying it because the toasted oats before you actually start cooking them just add a depth of flavour. I guess it makes them, it just adds that little like toasty, roasty flavour, which is delicious. So I'll just let them toast away. I just give them a little shake every now and again, and you'll start smelling when they're getting nice and toasty. So for the porridge, it's so simple. Just porridge oats, I add about half a cup, and I just guess everything though, so my proportions are just kind of guesswork. I guess a bit like my yoga, and I add them once the oats have toasted, and I add the water. I then add the sultana with a pinch of sea salt. And that's it for the porridge. Alright, we're good to go. So I've got the porridge. It only takes a few minutes. It's it's one of the easiest breakfasts, I think. Oh, this smells incredible. So these are the stewed apples. Well, only one apple. And then I always top it with a little bit of milk on the top. This is Plenish oat milk. Plenish, if I can find it, it's always the one I go for because I really think they are the best, because they're the only brand that I have been able to find that have the simplest ingredients that don't contain any oils. So the ingredients of this oat milk is literally water, gluten-free oats and salt. And it's the same for all of their nut milks. I think they have a coconut milk as well. I love their almond milk. And I always get really excited when I see this in the shops because it's not everywhere. I wish it were. And then I'll top it at the end with some pumpkin seeds. I bought these yesterday from a little local health food shop. So delicious. And maybe a couple of Brazil nuts. I bought these yesterday as well. And then at the end, I top it with some nut butter. I really like this brand, Nuki, and this is the hazelnut nut butter with ashwagandha. I'm going to make my tea. So I have, just get it out with my fingers, bits of ginger in here that I chopped up last night. Just fresh ginger. I just peel it, chop it up into slices, and there's probably like, I don't know, that much of ginger in there, and just add hot water, and then that's what I had last night. But this ginger, you can get, I find, so many cups of ginger tea out of it, and in the morning it's so nice to add some lemon juice. So with the other half of the lemon from the apples, I'm just going to top this up with boiling hot water, a bit of lemon juice, and then it's such a nice, I found a bit of apple there. I don't know. I thought I added the whole thing in. But it's such a nice morning hot tea to have. So this is just what I make most mornings, and I change up the toppings. So what I was doing actually last week was toasting some pecans and adding those to the top, and with the apples it's so delicious. But yeah, you can just switch it up, and if you're in a rush, you don't even need to stew the apples. If I'm like, I don't know, if I don't have enough time, I just chop up the apple and have it raw on top, which I guess is a bit more summery. There's just something about stewed apples that feels so warming and comforting and perfect for the winter. And then with the lemon and ginger tea, I love it. It's like real home comforts for me. Oh, it's so cold now. I'm actually really liking the cold though, which isn't like me, but it feels nice. I'm like, yeah, it's an opportunity to get all cozy and wrap up warm. But speaking of coziness in this weather, I have booked to go down to a sauna on Brighton Beach. It's called Beach Box, and I went last week in the evening and it was so nice. I was really pleasantly surprised. They have like a fire pit in the middle, and it's right on the beach, so on all the pebbles. They've got a fire pit, little benches around, and I think three saunas. And then they've got the ice baths and everything, which I didn't do. But the saunas were so nice, and it was really sociable, really nice crowd. And so I've booked to go down this afternoon, which is such a treat. So I'll do that. It's quite soon actually, in like half an hour. So that's a nice little afternoon pick-me-up. But yeah, just a little update, I suppose. I'm back in Brighton, which is my hometown. I grew up here, and I have been here, there, and everywhere for the last couple of years, just kind of figuring out where do I want to live, where do I want to be. I've spent a lot of time in Bali, obviously, which I adored. It is such an incredible lifestyle there, and I love the culture. I love so much about that island, and I feel so grateful to have spent the time there that I did. And I learnt a lot, so many lessons, some tough, but that's life. But I felt a real calling to come home. And I just find it so interesting that of all the places I've been, all the places I've travelled, it's come full circle. And I'm back to where I grew up. Not even London, where I spent the previous 10, maybe 12 years. That was home, London was always home. But it's just so interesting that after everything, I've come back, to where it all began, really. And it feels really, really good. I love being in Brighton. I love the vibe. I love being by the sea. I mentioned my runs this morning. I love running on Brighton Beach and Hove, and I do about 10 kilometres, all by the sea, just in one straight line. And I love it. I get really excited about doing that run. And there's just a certain peace that I feel here. I'm not surrounded by many people at all. I'd say I'm in solitude a lot, but I like it, and I think it's good for me. I've always been the kind of person that needs a lot of alone time for yoga, meditation, even my cooking, walks, runs, journaling, working. I've always been quite a loner, I suppose, like that. I like being alone. I crave alone time. I need that space. And Brighton has blessed me with this right now. So the plan is to be here for the next few weeks at least, until I find my own place and figure out what to do. But I must say, and this is really, really coming from my heart, and it's quite a vulnerable feeling for me to speak so openly and honestly about this time. But it's really not where I expected I would be at 32. And I've so much of my learnings have been around how we're all on our own timeline, how we often have these expectations for ourselves, but also that other people may put on us as well, of where we should be at a certain time or age. And a massive part of my journey has actually been stepping away from that mindset and recognizing that we're all on our own unique path, and there's no need to put so much pressure on ourselves to have so much by a certain time. But having said that, I do feel this feeling of like, wow, I'm 32 years old, I don't have any children, I'm not married, I'm temporarily living in my grandma's house, which is beautiful, so there's no complaints there, but, nonetheless, I'm staying in my grandma's house. I don't have my own space, like my own little sacred home, my kitchen. A friend actually a long time ago described how he only ever really feels like he's truly home when he has his own spice cupboard. And I resonated with that so much. I was like, oh my god, I've only ever felt home when I've got my own spice cupboard. I know that sounds so silly, but I'm in my grandma's kitchen or my mum's kitchen or a friend's kitchen, or I don't know, a villa I'm renting in Bali, and the kitchen's not mine, this, I don't know, it's a very specific feeling, I think, when you just have your own ingredients in your cupboards and just have your own space where you feel, it's your own little sacred haven. And I don't have that yet. So yeah, it's an interesting feeling, I think, to be a woman in your 30s, to not be doing what is necessarily expected of you in society, and to not have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. I'm really taking it day by day, step by step. I have no idea what the future holds. I have dreams, I have visions, of course. I know what I want, but we can never be so sure, and life is full of twists and turns and challenges, and we never know really what's around the corner. And I'm not saying this to be, doom and gloom and ignite fear. Quite the opposite, really. I think it's about learning to go with the flow and learning to flow with those twists and turns. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is it's quite vulnerable for me to share and be so honest and say I'm a 32-year-old woman, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not where I thought I would be, when my younger self would have been thinking about what will I be doing when I'm 32. And to actually go beyond that and feel grateful for the process. I'm incredibly grateful for where I am. I'm incredibly grateful for my journey. And one thing that I keep telling myself actually is that I love who I was, I love who I am, and I love who I'm becoming. And that for me is about pure acceptance and gratitude and finding that love within. That's the most important thing. You can't pour from an empty cup, and that's why it's so important, for me at least, to cultivate that self-love within. And then you've got a full cup to pour from. Yeah, one step at a time. I am feeling a lot of peace being here, a lot of time to work, reflect, eat well, really implement my self-care routine with yoga, my meditation, running, all of these things that are really, really important to me and my well-being. So yeah, I'm finding a lot of peace being here, and I'm not focused so much on the past. I'm getting a little caught up about the future. I get quite I need to have it figured out. I need to know exactly, my next steps. But generally speaking, I'm staying very, very present, noticing the little things, staying in the moment. So yeah, there's a little update of where I'm at right now. I'm at an age where I feel like a lot of my friends do have it figured out. It's so lovely to see, but I'm so far from it. A lot of my friends are married, a lot of my friends are pregnant, a lot of my friends have children, more than one, they have their homes, and I'm like, I feel so far from that. And yeah, it's an interesting one to reflect on, and I'm like, how, I don't know, the journey of life is a complex one. And yeah, I think comparison isn't always the best thing. Because like I said at the beginning of this chat, we're all on our own timeline and we all have different things in store for us. And yeah, that's the beauty of it, right? I'm going to get going and head to my sauna. Oh, this will be so nice. It's like a very grey, overcast, cold, chilly day, and I just feel like it's perfect to get in a hot sauna. And they have a view of the sea as well, so I'm excited. So that's the beach box. They're all the saunas, right by the sea. We've got Brighton Pier over there. And yeah, you can see the window there to one of the saunas, looks right out. That's another sauna there, and then there's a smaller one. Hi puppy! Very different beach vibe to Bali, but I love it equally. Has turned into such a nice afternoon. The sun's come out, and I love the sound of the waves that you can hear right now in the background. A really nice way to spend the afternoon. I sweat it all out. That was 1 hour in the sauna, which is pretty intense. I didn't do the ice bath or swim in the sea. Nah, I'm all about the warmth. It's such a beautiful evening. The sun is just going down and it's creeping through the clouds, at least it's trying to. Yeah, I got back from the sauna, which was so nice to just do in the middle of the day in the afternoon. I loved that. Came back, I've just been doing a bit of work. I've been on my laptop for the last couple of hours and I've looked in my diary for tomorrow, and I'm so used to not having anything in my diary that I wasn't expecting to see too much. But I've got a busy day tomorrow in London, a really early start. I need to be in Fulham at 8:30. So from here, I think I need to leave here no later than 6:30 in the morning. And I need to quickly run home to pick up a couple of things. There's a coat that I really want to get from my mum's house. When I say home, I always mean like my mum's house. So I'm going to pop over there just to pick up a couple of bits and then come back here. And I guess I'll be having a really early night because I'm up so early. Yeah, I've actually got really used to going to bed really early and I like it. It's a good routine to be in for me. And yeah, I think tomorrow will be fun. I've got a couple of nice things lined up. I've been, for these days in London, because I'm obviously not there, like full time, I put most things into 1 or 2 days a week. That's from like December. I haven't been doing that this year. It's the 20th of January. Oh.
The costumes are the same.
Hi. Cutie. Cutie. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Okay, quick dinner. I made this mixed vegetable curry 2 days ago, and I had it for lunch yesterday, and it was even more delicious. We've got courgettes, tomatoes, mushrooms, loads of ginger, garlic, red onion, and it's really, really good. So I'm just going to heat some of this up, and I just have a couple of things to like embellish it a little bit. But I was reflecting earlier on my way back from the beach about kind of what I was chatting about before I left, where I feel like I was kind of going around in circles and I wasn't fully able to like express what I was feeling or trying to get out. But I feel like what's been really coming to me recently is, and I don't want this to sound morbid or negative, but it's really how precious life is, and it really is so unbelievably short. And I'm noticing this more and more as I get older, just how fast life seems to pass us by. And I remember like when I was a kid, the days just felt longer, the weeks felt longer, the months felt longer, the years felt like a lifetime. And it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like the years fly by. I think it's so easy to feel like days are wasted. But I think there is a way to actually make the days feel like a little bit of magic. How do I put this? It's about really enjoying the journey rather than focusing on the destination. Because I, for one, for sure can focus on the end goal, the end destination, which I think is only natural. But you kind of miss the best bits then. The best bits being the journey to get there, the whole process, the in-between moments. And it really, really is the little things, I think, in life. Like the little look across the room from someone you love, a little wink, a little wave, a smile from someone, beautiful flowers that start to bloom. I bought some beautiful tulips the other day, and they were all like tightly closed at first. And then after even one day, they just start opening up. And like that for me is magic, right? I'm like, oh, I don't know, it ignites something in me of just joy. Like, they cost me £5, but I think the little things are so often free as well. They don't need to cost anything. And that is definitely something that came very naturally in Bali because I'm like riding around on this bike, on this scooter. The wind is in my hair, this beautiful sunshine's on my skin. I can hear all of these incredible birds. I'm seeing all these animals, there's palm trees everywhere, sandy beaches, ocean, friends everywhere. Like, it was just like living in a dream. So it was very easy to feel present and in the moment. But I feel like I've brought that back with me, and that's why I want to share it, because it has been a game changer. Like, just, I'm gonna really consciously notice the little things in the here and now, in the present, and feel grateful for them. Even just recognize them, just feel them, see the beauty, because there really is beauty all around us at all times. I truly feel that. You just need to look out for it and feel it and see it. So yeah, that was my little reflection on my drive home earlier. So yeah, I think that's it. That's just my little piece today. Okay, this is done. I added in more spinach because I had some left over and I just wanted to use it up. So I just added that in. And then I've just sliced some spring onion because I thought that would be nice on the top. And some coriander. Oh, I love coriander. Some avocado. There we go. Yum. And I also bought some kimchi the other day, and I feel like, why not add some of that on the side? There we go. Delicious. There we go, there's dinner. I'm going to end this video here because I'm going to enjoy my dinner. I have started watching Downton Abbey from the very beginning. I've already seen now the first season again, so I'm starting the second season. I don't know why, it's just a guilty pleasure and I really enjoy it. And it definitely has something to do about being in this house, because watching Downton Abbey reminds me of my family. We used to always get so excited about the Christmas special. So yeah, for some reason being in this house has made me start watching Downton Abbey. So that's exactly what I'm going to do while enjoying my dinner. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it's been a bit rambly, but nonetheless I hope you have enjoyed watching and enjoyed the little porridge recipe this morning and the yoga practice. So yeah, please comment below your thoughts on my video. I will of course go through them, and I'm getting back into this YouTube thing. I feel like a bit of a dinosaur, to be honest. I've been doing this for so many years, and I'm just getting back into it now. So your feedback is always greatly appreciated, and I appreciate you watching, and I'm sending you so much love.